DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
It's okay.
Fucking awesome.
Thought it was gonna be Yo Crypto Nation. It's another FA Friday coming back up at you. I was doing some recording on my for my other channels, and I had it on my wireless mic, and I forgot to switch it back. That's what this one was all about. And as I was going live, I'm like, I don't remember switching that back. Damn it. It's let the shenanigans begin already. Let them begin. Yo. Yeah. And of course, I see we got Jason the Tiger Osborne in his house. Oh, yo. Yeah. And of course, we got Gundy down in there for the second person. You know, we're not cool enough to have subscribers that watch us.
Yeah. It happens.
I know it does. It does.
Well, we don't have any cool, mining disrupt footage this year, So
I know. I feel. Hey, what's up, Northern Crypto? Yeah, I kind of feel left out on that. I'm just saying.
It happens.
But oh my god, it is expensive out there, dude. It's like you got to save up for a year. Oh. Now Chris wants to show up. Look at this.
He's like, it's late enough. I can join now.
Right. I think we need some FAs in the chat. We need FA. I can't let him in unless we get FAs.
At least one FA,
Right. We need some FAs, and it can't be Chris.
There you go.
No, can't be you either, man. That's like pity sex over there. We're gonna make him wait now because like. He duffed yesterday. He duffed last week. You duffed last week. Jeez, dude, I was here.
Yeah, it was bad.
At least I knew that Mikkel was working. At least, God.
Like, oh shit, it's 11:45. I guess I missed that.
What? Nobody wants the Doge Lord in?
Do it.
Nobody else. I mean, like, what? We ain't got anybody else watching. Oh, man, I guess I gotta let him in because, like, it'd be mean if I don't.
I know.
I'll do it.
Plus, he's fun to hang out with sometimes. We love you, Chris. We love you. The best. You the best around.
Seriously, nobody wanted me in? What the
Nobody
hell?
wants
nobody's showing you any love over here. That's what you get for, like, bailing out on them last week. They're teaching you a lesson. God.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. Life got in the way.
And you want to know? I would have called you.
But you don't have my number.
But somebody didn't save a fucking number.
Multiple times. I guess I'm not that important to you either.
That's right.
Well, the stream. I guess our audience wasn't important to you last week. What's the excuse book this time? Did you fall asleep, old man?
Yeah. I mean, that tends to be the case every time. I'm getting so old.
Dude,
young whippersnappers.
So I didn't get up till
I remember the 1900s.
12 today. And I'm getting ready, whatnot. I'm like running behind, I eat something, and and then I sit down to spend some time with my son watching a movie and whatnot. He started playing Deadpool, and it's like, okay, cool. I'll sit down and watch that. Fucking fell asleep in the middle of the movie. Woke up 4 hours later.
What good of calling you would that have been if you were passed out, old man?
Usually my phone's on and it vibrates.
I don't want to give you a wet dream. Jeez, what kind of a person am I? I don't want to be the influence on that dream. No way.
So when it vibrates, it rattles my whole entire freaking desk.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're either thinking you're in an earthquake or you're gonna have a giggity moment. I don't want to risk that.
No, the earthquakes actually feel like a train driving by. Like when I grew up in North Carolina, we had train tracks not too far from our house. Every time a train drove by, the whole house would shake.
Yeah.
And that's what an earthquake feels like.
Get your rock salt.
It just rocks you back and forth. Rock-a-bye, don't you, Lord, with the treetops.
Oh. Ah. Man, they really need to add arms to avatars, man.
Mhm.
No arms for you. I don't even get an avatar no more.
Like, what the hell, man? Like, I gotta wave my hands, and it's like, I'm really excited, but you can't tell because I'm just like,
Right. It just looks like you're giving a blowjob over there.
blowies for showies.
So are we like calling off the altcoin bull run since it never happened this cycle?
Dude, I don't know. See, people like to talk.
I mean, Gundy, you've been around a little longer than all of us in the crypto space. I mean, you have seen these altcoin cycles.
Yeah. And
I mean,
after a pump, I didn't see no pump yet.
And have I not been ringing the alarm bells on this for like months since last year, literally?
Yeah. Shit coins, man.
I'm like, you're not getting a pump. There's
no pump.
Yeah, no pump.
Alt season.
There is no alt season this cycle.
Nope.
Not a whole season, but there are a few coins that are doing fairly well.
I mean, fairly well in crypto.
What are you talking about for fairly well? Something that's up 29% up, and its value is 0.004. What dude, that's not up.
It didn't make me my millions. This ain't up.
That's up in the stock market, not up.
I mean, it's like it's up in relative to what it was a few moments before, but that's not like the coin's pumping. That's like sitting there and seeing a 5% gain and you realize it's fucking Tether.
1,000x, baby.
It's like, dude, like you're talking about a fucking rounding error.
Yeah.
It's just not losing money. That's the only thing you can be grateful for.
Yeah, sideways crypto's okay sometimes.
Yeah, when you're looking at a complete sea of red right now.
Yeah. Yes. True that. True.
Hey, man, my tethered position's up 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
suckers.
That shit's terrible. Freaking tether me in.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude, man, I like as soon as I saw the fucking Bitcoin breakdown, I'm like, yep, we're gonna go into something a little safer.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
The void. We're going into the void for a bit, guys.
Oh yeah. I made sure to get myself. I'm in Tether. I'm in full transparency.
I mean, knowing what you know, leave a little bit in there for shorts, but.
Nah, I didn't even do that. I'm like, this is not a market that I'm like. This market's about to fucking break down onto the low side here.
Yeah, or crazily pump up, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Something.
It would take Bitcoin to really make a move. There no altcoin is fucking giving any value proposition at this point. It's all fucking speculative fucking gambling from everybody in the altcoin market.
Everybody, you're all.
I don't give a fucking rat's ass what people want to say about this. Like, you can lie to yourself all you fucking want. Tell me what the fucking utility is on that shit coin you're fucking hodling, and I'll tell you 8 reasons why you're gambling.
That XR poop coin. XR poop coin, get out of here. It's gonna be $10,000 a coin, man.
It's gonna flip Bitcoin. Oh,
yeah,
institutions getting into it. Oh,
yeah.
Like, fucking get out of here, dude. Fucking institutional's been into fucking Ethereum. Look where Ethereum is. It hasn't even fucking touched its all-time high. Not even half of its all-time high.
I know. It's terrible.
And that's got institutional money all over it.
Oh,
it's like
We got a raging clue right now.
Oh yeah.
I've been into, it's like, I guess you can, like, everybody knows I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but I like, at this fucking point in the stage of the game, what fucking shitcoin is actually giving value proposition that warrants somebody to drop in institutional style money?
Even the ISO 20022 coins are all, I mean, what are we doing with them? I haven't seen any news about any of it except speculation lately. So, like, until the hammer gets dropped and, either pairs get paired up and coins get notoriety, like, I don't know. We're all just speculative mining, right?
Well, we're gamble mining at this point.
I mean, you
and
have just
you
as
have
much luck
gambling
as buying lotto
investors. You
tickets.
got gambling miners. Why? Because nobody knows what's gonna pop. Everybody's speculating that, oh, this one's gonna pop. No, this one over here is gonna pop. And what are we all watching in real time here? Especially in the fucking altcoin market. Any of the proof of work coins, that's usually where your utility starts coming in play, because you have a built-in user base that's getting paid out in the native token. So these are going to be your first users.
What's up, Gonzo Miner?
And so you got the miners that are going to be using this proof of work coin. So it starts off with CPU or GPU, depending on where the developers want to kickstart the algorithm at. Cool. What's the end goal? Fucking ASICs. What do ASICs do? They extract value.
Destroy everything, yeah.
It's like they
destroy the whole miner. Destroy the whole miner.
Well, you got two types of ASIC miners, right? You got the fiat miner, and then you have the Bitcoin miner. There's nobody that's in ASICs. I will personally guarantee you this. There is nobody in ASICs that is looking at these altcoins and going, this is a value proposition. They understand the game. Is that
for Bitcoin
it is to extract value into Bitcoin. So if the investors can't outpace the miners, coin breaks down. What are we watching with all of these explosion of ASICs on all of these networks? Every one of the price evaluations are slowly creeping down, and have been creeping down since before Bitcoin started its little crash here.
Same thing happened with Ethereum, man. When you screw over the miners, people stop using your shit.
Right. People put a selling pressure. They start extracting the value out when they feel that they've been wronged, screwed over, or it's just no use case for it. All these coins that we see in the market, we've been around long enough at this point. We've watched all of these coins meteoric rises.
But numerous times too.
Right. And all of a sudden, boom, breaks down fucking, and they never recover. I mean, you get all these people like with the XRP people too, man. And I love fucking ripping on these motherfuckers. It's like, dude, man, all it took was a news person to fucking tell you to buy, and you bought at the top. You're hoping
again.
Right? It's like, oh my god,
they didn't learn the lesson the first time.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe this was their first time. They could have been brand new to the market.
And this is a reality they need to be slapped with and learn.
That's how you learn quickly.
Why am I so cynical? Think about how much I fucking lost over the years.
and it just comes
like
down
I fucking
to it too.
learned you play with fire, you're gonna fucking get burned.
Could XRP truly be the next thing the government backs? Who knows? Once again, you're speculating.
Right.
I could say that about half the decent projects out there. I'd be like, oh, Bitcoin's just going to be the new digital gold, which they've been saying for years.
Bitcoin has been trailing as a digital gold. That's what's beautiful about this. It's like, imagine being able to go back in the time and go, let me get an ounce of gold. How much is that? $1.
I know, right?
The funniest thing I found about all this is Elon's been going around to all these government agencies, you know, telling us what's going on. So they went to Fort Knox, but like they haven't put anything out about that.
Well, now you're
It's been
talking
a
about
month.
sensitive information.
It's
So
been a
there's
month.
certain things like, okay, I get it.
Where's the report? Is there any gold?
You'll never see a report.
If
But
there's
at
no
least
gold
it's
in
been
there, what
audited.
happened?
This is the first time since the 70s it's been audited.
Yeah, is it empty or is it overflowing?
No. There was words of if you paid attention to the gold anywhere, there was a bunch of gold that got recalled back into the United States.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not that
Maybe it's underreported instead of overreported.
could be. It's like we all hold on to different countries' gold, and we put a little gold in everybody else's stuff so that
Just tuck it in there.
it's not even like you're really tucking it. It's like how would you sit there and create peace? You open up your war chest and you divvy it out.
Yeah.
It's a way to make war too expensive.
Nobody can afford it.
Right. So,
Or it's just equally devastating to
but
both parties.
but at this point, it's been a three shell game, Monty game, of fooling and manipulating the public's opinion on why the gold is even there anymore. It hasn't been gold hasn't been necessary to the government since 71.
Yep. Forget,
Since 71.
paperweights, baby, paperweights.
Right. So, but since
Paperweights for the
1971,
Pentagon.
they've been stealing from today to pay for yesterday.
Shoot, for the last 80.
We're the future that they were robbing.
Yeah. You're feeling it too, man. Everybody is.
Yep.
You know, that house you could have rented for 1,500 10 years ago is $3,000 now.
Right.
10 years ago.
Oh,
I don't think our pay has gone up anywhere near close to that. So
I know a mechanics pay hasn't. Mechanics haven't. The industry hasn't seen a pay raise since 1980. 1980 was the last time that entry level got a pay raise. Entry level in 1980 was $10 per hour.
Shit, that's how much they pay these lube techs now. And you wonder why they
think about that. You know, you're talking over 40 years, 45 years at this point. And an entry level mechanic is still making the same money from 45 years ago.
Yeah.
That tells you all. You're talking about skilled labor. Because it's not something that Joe Schmo is going to want to crawl underneath their vehicle to do an oil change.
You'd be surprised, man.
They usually become mechanics or they're hobbyists.
True that.
So you're talking about a different breed of people. Like us mechanics, like we just kind of have it in our blood that this is what we love to do. It's like a construction worker. A construction worker has actually seen more pay raises over the years. Whenever I started doing construction, I want to say like 96, 97-ish. I got started at $11 an hour. Now, I do that. I think I started off at right around $23 an hour entry level. So entry level as a construction worker. And you know what the entry level construction worker guy's doing? He's a fucking gopher bitch. He's making more than an oil tech.
Get that wheelbarrow, buddy.
He's making more than an oil tech, and an oil tech is still being required to buy tools.
I mean, you should.
Whereas a construction guy, tool belt, a tape measure, a hammer, you're pretty much covered for majority of what you need to do. Maybe a a chalk line, basic stuff that most guys have in their house to do small little repairs around the house no matter what.
Yeah.
It's like
your
we're a
Craftsman socket
mechanic.
set.
We're after like 5 years, you're almost $100,000 in tools after 5 years.
Oh yeah. It's ridiculous.
And they start you off at $10 an hour, knowing
Yeah.
that in order to make more money, you got to buy tools.
Yep.
Well, that could be that's a business expense. Write it off on taxes.
Oh, gotta love this one, dude. Fucking Democrats. Fucking love them. They took the exemption away from us mechanics.
What?
Fucking years ago, they took it away from us. You've got to be an LLC now.
You have to be an LLC, and it has to be 25% of your earned labor for
Yeah.
the year. So
It's
it has to be
fucking
ridiculous amounts
bullshit,
of
dude.
money.
They're just sitting there fucking milking us mechanics.
Like if you made
That's
100,
why you're getting lower and lower quality mechanics over the last 20 years.
all the good ones left, man.
I don't work for anybody anymore. You want to find me? You got to find me through word of mouth that I'm working out of my garage.
Yeah.
Only way I can sit there and go, I can make $80 a fucking book hour, and it justifies my toolbox.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, I have a scanner. My scanner, I need to get an updated software on there.
Every year.
I've got to sit there and pay $700 for this software every year.
Or you just pray that you don't have any new cars that come in.
Right.
Be like, oh, it's a 25. My shit only goes up to 23. Sorry. Good thing about it, though, is if you slack, like, it's still the same fee, like, just to get all of the backlog.
And then we wonder, like, and then it's like, if you're seeing that in my industry, then you look at these other industries, and then you realize, then you have to sit there and start to realize all these little industries that you see them paying their workers really low. Now, being a business guy myself, I don't like it, but I understand where some of this is coming from the business person's perspective. The margins that they're charging their customer. A lot of these places, they've got way too much overhead. So they're bleeding money, and they're making money here and there, but not the way that people think. Like I worked at a shop where they were doing $7 million a year.
Yeah, man. Big money shops.
You ain't getting those kind of numbers anymore.
No.
People are like, they're just driving it until the vehicle literally won't drive no more.
Yep. Pretty much.
And then they'll go get a predatory loan from their bank on a car they can't afford.
That's not even paid off yet.
Yeah. We're starting to see an uptick right now of repos right now.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I just heard of a brutal one where a guy was trying to repo it, and another dude got into it and drove away. Dude was underneath the car.
What?
Oh yeah, ran him over. I was like, oh my god.
Dragged his ass.
Hold on. How in the hell does that happen? Like, how was the guy just hiding there?
No, so he can get it onto his flatbed.
Oh, I thought the car owner was the one that got run over.
No, it was the repo guy.
That sucks.
Like these repo companies, if you guys haven't been paying any attention, they've been buying land. Repo guys are starting to become some of the biggest local landowners.
Well, they have to be, considering they have to
store the
have a
cars.
place to hold it.
Well, when they take, people don't understand this either. Whenever they take a contract in and they repo a car, they actually take ownership.
Which is why you don't ever have to pay them to get your car back. legally because it's against the law.
Yep, it's theirs now.
You charge them rent because it was technically under their name while it was in their possession, so they owe you money.
Yep. Yeah. If a tow truck company ever tows your shit and you own it, legit, any time the car is not in your possession, somebody's renting it out, and you can legally pursue action for those charges. You'll get your car back real fucking quick.
I'm sorry, sir.
They will pay you to give you back your car.
Yeah. So how's been your guys this week? Anything exciting going on the home fronts?
Not as exciting as you would think, but I did have a friend reach out. I used to be a caregiver for her husband, Vietnam vet, and he passed away a few years back. But she reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you or Joanna know any caregivers that are willing to do $20 an hour for 4 hours for 2 or 3 days a week?" And I said, "Oh, we'll get on it. We'll get on the horn, find somebody. But until we find them, what time do you need me over there?" So I've been over it, taking care of her for the 3 days this week, while we're trying to find somebody that could be there for a more permanent basis.
Hey man, help out the
I
old
hate
folks.
these little stink bugs. Oh my god.
Got stink bugs already, man. Dang.
Stupid little stink bugs. It's this time of the year. It's like spring and fall, man. They are prolific. Midsummer and dead of winter, gone.
Yeah. Hibernating.
Hilarious.
And like you touch them and they secrete like an oil, and like
That's
it's
what makes them stink.
Oh god, I don't know how. It's like chlorophyll. Like if you were to like take a leaf and like take the what makes the leaf green, and like took that particular chemical and burn it. I don't know how else to explain it.
You don't have to.
It's like rancid like chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah.
Chlorophyll. Or like chlorophyll.
Otherwise, for me, been getting my garden going. So I've got like bell peppers going. I've got
summer stuff.
Three different kinds of like too spicy. I got a jalapeno, a regular red pepper, and then a sweet pepper.
Dude, those fresh garden jalapenos can get spicy, bro.
Wow, I'm fucking hoping so.
Yeah, it's like a Yorgo radishes too, like those home radishes.
I love radishes,
spicy.
dude. It like if you eat a radish directly out of the ground, they got that spicy bite to it. Yeah. But if you put it in with like your if you're making like a beef brisket and you're making or making a stew, put it in there. Cook it. It tastes like a potato.
Oh yeah.
You cook the spice out, Chris. I saw that look.
I was just like, huh.
Yeah, if you can bake it in with like a pot roast and stuff, it tastes like
I've never had a radish that I've actually liked. So the fact that you just said that it would taste like a potato.
Yeah.
I mean, that's intriguing. Fun fact, back in the 80s and early 90s, during the recession, our staple food at home was potatoes, because you could like 10-pound bag and it was like cheap as fuck. And so my dad was actually learned how to cook potatoes in like a million different ways, and we had it for almost every single meal. And it got to the point where potatoes would physically make me sick unless they were French fries or mashed.
Really?
But during my time in the military, I started to get the taste for potatoes back.
Nice.
So I still can't do scalloped potatoes, but
Yeah.
I can do all the other potatoes now. So when
Yeah,
you
but
said
if you
that, I'm
if
like,
you put a radish in with a pot roast,
Yeah.
dude, it tastes like a fucking like a little teeny tiny little bite-sized potato.
uh-huh.
I did not believe that same I said it to the wife, and she's like, "Try it." I was like, I okay, okay, let me get some more. Like totally different world. But Gonzo says thank you for your service.
Oh, absolutely.
But like yeah, otherwise I've got I'm gonna be doing beets and radishes, corn. I've got artichoke that I just up potted. Videos coming out on RN homesteading. I know, shameless shill.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Right. So I mean, if you guys are into gardening at all, fucking, because like if you're gonna
Homesteading,
DCA
gardening,
into your pocketbook, you should DCA into your health, guys. I'm just saying, there's no fucking point. I'm making a bazillion fucking dollars because you gambled it on shit coins. If you're fucking too crippled to fucking walk around and goddamn enjoy it.
Yeah, no,
You
like
want to
seriously,
see
guys,
them on his
think about
knees
it this
digging
way,
up
okay?
potatoes. Go over there.
Right now, if you actually, look up, on, TikTok or Instagram or whatever, there's videos out where there was a response to a video where somebody was like, hey, so here's the price of eggs here in the US. I wonder what the price of eggs are, in other parts of the world because of this egg shortage,
Yeah.
and then people actually responded and they just kept on tagging their responses, making the video longer and longer and longer. And you have people from, Brazil, Europe, the UK, Germany, freaking the Philippines, fucking, like it doesn't fucking matter, all over the goddamn world. And they're like, yeah, here's the price of eggs. It's like 89 cents. There's no fucking egg shortage. This is fucking bullshit. You guys are being lied to.
Well, what the egg shortage is, and what they don't tell you about, they're all scared about this.
What they're not telling you is that the dadgum eggs actually help remove the toxins from the freaking COVID shot.
It's the spike protein.
Well, I mean, if it like, there's no, I'd like to see actual literature that fucking backs that up before I get behind that. But
well, the FDA just came out with the statement saying that the injections were giving cancer, were causing cancer.
Yeah. That
FDA came out and said,
that literature is starting to come out. That I can get behind. But as far as this egg shortage, that is government mandated, because
it's all
what it is, and it's kind of funny.
It's
really funny on what they're doing, right? So they're going to commercial farms. What do commercial farms have that free range chickens don't have? They're
cages?
not fucking packed in. No, they're not even caged anymore. Those are the old days of how they used to do it. Now they just got big old hen houses that are just fucking thousands of them in a big old building that's climate controlled.
That's the new definition of free range in commercial.
No. You gotta you're right, but only half. So let me fill in the other half of it. On one side of the building, they have an opening that a hen can come out. And it can go out into an area, and it just needs to be outside where sunlight can hit it. It can be on a concrete pad. It doesn't even have to be in grass, and it can be fenced off as a 10-foot section. Guess what? Not one fucking chicken will go out there.
Nope.
They're considered free range because they have the option.
They have we let them go out here. They just don't.
Right. So you got to be careful with that one. But what you're seeing, though, is the same thing.
That reminds me of a joke.
But you see the same thing with anything that, like, take the chickens out of the equation. Put people packed into a small little area, and they just put a highly dense population into that small little area. What's going to be the biggest outcome that comes out of that, Chris? Your medical background, kick in with that one. You have 10,000 people in a spot that can't really house 10,000 people. somebody sneezes.
That's
Yeah,
you.
somebody sneezes, that's just gonna go viral. Everybody else is gonna start sneezing, catching whatever the fuck it is.
Right. So now you go back to the chickens. Why are they getting rid of all these fucking birds? Because they get the bird flu. Fun fact, these are fucking vaccinated and medicated birds. They're still
Pretty
getting
much.
bird flu.
Yep.
Why? Because they're densely packed into these fucking climate controlled hen houses that when you see the workers go out there, they're with like N95 masks.
Yeah, because when the deadgum freaking poop and shit dries and it gets kicked up from them stepping around or the chickens flapping their wings or whatnot, they don't want that dust getting in their lungs.
You just call
Right.
the shit poop.
Yep.
And what do they
called
do?
poop
They're like,
shit, too.
oh, look, these few birds got sick, and we don't know if all of them are fucking sick, and there's no way to sit. What are we going to sit around and wait? No. We're going to just go ahead and give them a foamy death. And they literally put this foam out, like,
Ugh.
and it, like, comes over them, and it suffocates them.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. It's like cruel and unusual punishment to these birds that their only crime was fucking existing at that point.
I thought it was gonna be food, you guys.
But at the same time, these are vaccinated and medicated. They get regular antibiotics.
Sounds to me like the vaccines and medications aren't working.
Right. And you can't vaccinate your way out of a flu.
No.
You can't. They have not gotten rid of the cold and flu, and it's been vaccinated for how long now?
It's a joke at this point. If you get a flu shot, okay, I just laugh at people.
So, but you come back to it, and it's like, okay, this is what they end up doing to these birds because they're in close proximity, which will allow a small little disease to ripple through. And it's causing the egg prices to go up in price. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to try to import eggs from other countries. That's going to keep the egg prices up high, too. Then they're going to sit there and start giving people egg alternatives because nobody can afford eggs anymore.
Oh, don't do it.
Eggs actually have had manipulation in the prices. You can go back, oh God, I want to say the 40s. 40s or 50s, there was there was a propaganda on eggs, where this is where the Surgeon General, or no, I think it was before the Surgeon General, but they were recommending that you do not eat more than a couple of eggs a week, that it was bad for you, that it would raise your
they were talking about cholesterol.
Yep. This allowed the egg
this
prices
comes from
to
the
go,
same people that decided that the food pyramid needed to be what it was
right.
propagandized
11
to be.
servings of grains
And
a day.
they
Thanks.
sat there and this was a direct manipulation because the egg prices, because there was more and more people that were consuming eggs, and they did not have their own backyard chickens. You go back into the 30s and 20s and go on beyond that, people commonly had backyard chickens because it was an easy source of protein.
Yeah.
Get hungry, eat a chicken.
The
No risk of
government,
bird flu.
the
if it's
government
just
used
your
to
20
sit there.
chickens.
The government during World War I used to sit there and go 2 hens per person in a household.
People would be having kids just to have more chickens.
Yeah.
Egg production.
No, that's what they were recommending that you made sure you had. That was like a preparedness. If the country went to war, you wanted to make sure you had 2 hens per person to meet your protein regiment.
Yeah.
And then they they convinced the people to stop producing their own food and buy it from the store.
Oh, and then you had HOAs saying, "Oh no, that's going to devalue."
That
the
was
price of
way.
I'm
after
just
all
saying
that.
nowadays, like
that
right
came.
now,
That's
they got
because
problems
of
with
liberals.
people with chickens.
You can thank the liberals for that fucking bullshit. Every fucking liberal person, fucking that's the shit they fucking go after, and it's retarded. It's your libertarian Democrats, and that's not even your. I won't even call them like your traditional libertarians, because they're not. A traditional libertarian is You're not bothering me. I don't give a shit.
Not in my backyard.
You don't have traditional libertarians anymore. They all turned into Karens.
Yeah. Get off my lawn, you kids.
Your traditional libertarians went from libertarian to hippie during the 60s and then conformist during the 80s.
Yeah.
And then communists now.
Yeah, well, they're not
Crazy
communists,
commie.
but they'll vote with them.
Yeah.
If they're voting that way, is there a difference?
They want to. They'll tell you why it's different. They're
Oh,
justifying.
they can tell you why, but
They're
it doesn't mean
justifying
that
their
it is.
stupidity is all it's doing.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. They're justifying their stupidity.
But yeah, it's like that's some of the reasons why we're watching the price go up again. Is that we have more people consuming eggs again, and now they're killing all these fucking commercial egg producers, which are producing the bulk of the eggs. And then just to come to find out, after they were killing all these fucking birds off, right? That they tested some of the eggs that were from known infected birds, and no COVID was fucking being found in the egg yolk.
Yep.
And now
Nothing
there's a
past the-
huge push to go, what the hell happened to fucking herd immunity, with the idea that the strongest will survive, and the ones that survive are the ones you want to breed.
Yep.
What happened to selective breeding? Let the disease fucking kill off the weakest of the weak. Fuck 'em.
You're right now. That argument is thinking on the farmer. It's like, obviously you want the strongest ones, the healthiest ones,
Right.
but the guy in the business suit behind a desk that don't know shit about shit is just like, oh, just fucking kill them all.
Yeah.
That's how we take care of the problem. Just let them buy more hens. How do we get rid of this disease? Just fucking kill everything.
Yep.
That's the answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh today that the bananas that we all eat comes from one variety, one species, and it almost got wiped out like 30 years ago. It's like you can't just like, oh, we're just went and get rid of everything. It's like the Amish people fucking taught us that one.
Yeah, no. If you can't get the dadgum bananas, at least go for the plantains.
No, I'd like to get I'd love to eat a wild banana. Do you know that bananas have seeds in them?
Yeah, there's the little black specks in the center.
No, there are wild bananas, and they're laden with seeds, like full mature seeds that will grow more bananas. But they
I
haven't
heard or seen anything about that. But as far as
Oh
the
my
typical
God, really?
banana that you get at the grocery
it's a
store,
wild banana,
with the
dude.
black seeds in the middle.
Yeah, they're like full-on seeds. Like what the bananas we get from the stores, there's no seeds in that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, those are the seeds. Those tiny little black specks are the seeds.
No. You should do some research on the banana. It was like one of those weird little fucking rabbit holes I went down one night. And I was like, what? Get the hell out of here. Yeah, no. Bananas are like the bananas we eat can be wiped off the fucking planet that quickly.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But there are wild bananas that you'll find like in the tropical rainforest and stuff. Bananas are like, the width of my hand, 4 or 5 inches long, and like you pull out seeds that look almost like a sunflower seed in size.
Well, I know that the plantains are about that size, but the seeds aren't.
Yeah.
But
That's the difference on the wild banana, though.
But
I was
to,
just
to
like,
me,
holy
to
cow.
me, the bananas that we're eating from the grocery store are no different than the selectively breeded seedless watermelons. They still have seeds. They're just so damn tiny you can't fucking see it. Same thing with the grapes.
No, so I know a little something about this one too. So what they ended up doing with the watermelon, how they make them seedless. So if you remember, like you're old enough to remember this. Remember back in the day when they were just starting to get over into seedless watermelons, and they were like you could eat the seeds because they were white.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So what the difference is they've been able to manipulate plants on their selective breeding and figured out how to get multiple sexes inside of one genetics. So a lot of people have, we all know about being a hermaphrodite, where you've got two genetics.
You got both parts.
So you basically in the human
and
world, for a human world, that makes you sterile. In the plant world, it makes you self-pollinate. Now you go on one more, and you get 3 sexes. Now you stop producing seeds. Watermelons.
So what's the third sex? Because now we're into the binary.
Right. Well, you got either 2 males or 2 females with 1 male. It stops you from genetically making seeds. And then you can go 4, where you got 2 and 2, and then watermelons, which are 8.
8 sexes?
Yep.
You still haven't told me what they are. You said
it's
male
and female.
It's
male
and female.
It
female.
can be. Well, it depends. When you got 3, it's either going to be 2 male or 2 female and 1 male or 1 female. So it's not even. When you got even numbers, it is a 50-50 split between male and female.
So they're genetic mutations that
Correct.
they are breeding into it.
Correct.
So it's kind of like giving the dadgum freaking. It's like giving the dadgum watermelons Down syndrome. They got an extra chromosome.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
And if that's the case, what makes you think that's really healthy?
100%. Now we can take it one step further. Tomatoes. I don't know if Gundy will probably remember this from when we were kids. You might have been a little too young for it, maybe not. Do you remember going to your mom or dad going to the grocery store and getting a tomato, and the top of the tomato was green?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
I grew up on a farm.
So tomatoes back in the day, for everybody else, would be mostly red, and the very, very top where the tomato would basically have been attaching onto the stem, and where it initially flowers from, would always stay green. It did not matter how long you let that sucker sit on. It will rot on the table with that green line. Early 90s, like late 80s, early 90s, they figured out a genetic fuck up that made the whole tomato red from top to bottom. And people believed that was a far superior tomato because it looked completely ripe.
It looked prettier.
Yep.
And the whole tomato had the same taste and was edible instead of having like a green part that you had to cut off.
And I don't mind that, because that tomato that had the green part had actually more nutrition because it wasn't a genetic fuck up. Those red tomatoes typically would not have survived. If you look at the longevity of how they are manufacturing the red, it took them probably until about 95, 96 until because like the early ones that were red from top to bottom were also sterile. You had to buy seeds from the seed manufacturer all the time because it was not stable genetics.
You said the seed manufacturer, or manufacturing seeds?
Yeah. They were basically they were engineering these seeds to make sure that they were red from top to bottom, but it wasn't stable genetics. So the seeds would either be sterile or it would revert back to the way it was with the slightly green top.
So what are your thoughts on heirloom seeds?
Heirloom seeds are just means that it's open pollination. So it's an open pollination and has always been open pollination. So like I prefer to see heirloom because at least I know that it's more in line to how nature would take care of it. But just because it says heirloom does not mean that you are dealing with an old variety.
Nature's tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not dealing...
Yeah, it's
no.
like...
So if heirloom is considered the gold standard in the normal world, is there a platinum standard? Or a diamond standard? Like, is there something better than heirloom seeds?
You're looking at old genetics then. Old genetics are something wild.
Yeah, and that's, you know, if we're looking at finding the healthiest, you know, like red and green tomatoes, you know, going back to the way the tomato was intended to be, you know, is there a name for those types of seeds? Do you know?
No, not if they have a category for it, I have no clue. I know. So I mean, I guess like from the cannabis era, you know, from cannabis they call them land races.
Land what?
Land race is what they would say in cannabis, because it's regional specific. It you know, if it's from Jamaica, it would, you know, it's made to thrive in Jamaica. You know, wherever, like the United States, for where we are in the United States in the hemisphere, there was no hemp products in here. Even going back to Native Americans, there was no hemp. It was Southern America.
I'm not so sure about that because
South
George
America.
Washington was a hemp farmer.
They were bringing it in.
Okay.
They brought it in from Europe. That was European hemp.
Oh.
Mexico, South America, more towards the islands, had cannabis and hemp. But it never made it up this far. Canada had hemp. Did not make it to Central America where we're at.
You mean North America?
Well, it's, you know, the way that they split the fucking map up is so goofed up. This is like on this continent, we're in the middle. You know, so the middle of this continent had no hemp, because it was all plains. That wasn't ideal, because like think of like a weed. You know, it's like, what's a weed? It's a plant growing out of place. That is the definition of a weed. So if you go into areas and you see certain plants growing, it's because it's doing something to the soil below. This part of the country did not need to have any kind of soil fixing. So where areas where you don't need the soil to be fixed, you won't see certain herbs. Cannabis and hemp are a soil remediator. Do you have heavy metals? Do you have toxins in the soil? Do you have a high salt content in the soil? Cannabis and hemp will correct that over time, not instantly. So it's wild to sit there and see like the way that you know the growing culture has come around it, and it's not good. We're wondering why we're having so many problems, you know.
Well, all the soil's demineralized, man. There's nothing to pull from.
No, and that it's not even that. So we don't sit there and grow according to nature.
No.
That's the fucking problem.
Yes.
People need to realize you don't grow food. You grow soil. Your byproduct is the plant that grows out of that soil.
That's just like the founder.
Yeah. I mean,
You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business.
yeah. And it's like if
The
you
burger
like
is
a
just a
simple
byproduct.
one. If you're wondering why in the middle of summer your ground outside is as hard as a fucking rock, and you're like, why is it hard as a rock? I water it 3 times a week and it's still hard as a fucking rock. But I get dandelions growing everywhere. And the dandelions are trying to tell you that what's wrong with your soil. Step 1, you need calcium.
Yeah.
Dandelions try to take calcium from as far down as possible, and it brings it to the surface. You want to get minerals to the surface? Plant some asparagus.
Get some CalMag.
Yeah, CalMag your ground. No, you don't even need magnesium. You just need calcium.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the magnesium.
Just use the cow patties as fertilizer.
No, you just need calcium. Calcium fucking will break up that magnesium. That's what's causing your hard pan soil. You get calcium down there, it starts to get. You can get rid of all.
Which is another reason to have chickens, because you can take the eggs, let them dry, put them in a damn blender.
Yeah.
That would
With some
take
soil.
decades, dude,
You
to
can
fucking do anything.
Don't
I mean,
fucking what?
you're
Don't
quicker
fucking
to,
what? You are preparing. Like your
No.
past self is thinking of your future self at that point.
No, at that point you just go get yourself some gypsum. Because gypsum will add the calcium plus minerals. You gotta like it, and that's only because we're not gardening like nature does. I mean, nobody goes out into the forest during the drought and waters them, but everything stays green. You go out into the middle of the forest.
So that just reminded me of something. So it was like, you want to get some minerals in there, get the worms in there. I'm like, oh yeah, but did you guys know that you can actually attract worms to your area that you're growing?
Yep.
If you get a deadgum stick with and you cut ridges in it, and you just stab that stick in there, and you start raking up and down like those wooden frogs that make the croaking sound when you rake a thing on it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You do that to the stick, and it makes the worms think that it's raining.
Yeah, that's if you've got the worms there.
Worms.
So now let's take average America, and their grass is void of all life.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be able to take your finger and push it in past your first knuckle without trying to break your finger backwards. You're lucky if you can do that.
Yeah, that's California dirt out here.
That's everywhere, bro. Everywhere, because people are so worried about growing lawns that grass will fucking grow in anything. Fucking anything. That's why we keep on getting more and more hardcore grasses so that it fucking just grows in anything. But if you sit there and you get some calcium down onto it, it loosens up that soil. And what happens when you loosen up?
So does the rototiller.
It does, as long as you can get down to the calcium level. So you would need to know where your calcium's sitting at. So and then be able to bring that up. If you're able to do that, cool. That's what farmers do. I mean, that's some of the biggest reasons why they're trying to break up hardpan, because they've been fucking up their soil this whole time, and they're inadvertently trying to bring up what little calcium is in the soil back up to the surface, so at least the first 4 inches stay soft halfway through the season. Where I was sitting here in my yard last year, I went from I broke new ground. And I rototilled a little bit of it, but then I put fucking arborist wood chips down. It's basically a tree guy takes down a tree and he just grinds it all up. Leaves, sticks, everything. You can get pine needles, whatever. I don't even care.
Pine cones.
It doesn't even matter to me. Where I didn't rototill anything and it was just my walk paths, I was able to push back the wood chip pile, and I had worms sitting at the surface, and I was able to stick my finger into my dirt for the first time down to my knuckles at the end of the season with no tillage. So there's ways of being able, and I'm not sitting there saying that you shouldn't be doing any kind of, don't do tillage. I believe in smart tillage. I don't believe in like what the commercial farmers do, which is strip tillage, where they fucking just mow the whole fucking thing down to the ground, as far down as they can. I don't believe in that. It's like, what in the world is the topic tonight? Composting? No, man. It's like fucking. If you're gonna DCA into the crypto, man, you might as well DCA into your health too, dude. So like, that's been a little bit of a health kick.
That was the whole thing about DCA ventures. Dollar cost averaging wasn't just about crypto.
Right.
It was about the underlying principle of diligently, with dedication and discipline, moving one step forward in a certain direction, whether that's for better health, your better education, better job, better mining equipment for your crypto miners, better, skills on the trading platforms. Like it can be applied to everything. And that's why there's no actual topic here on Fridays.
Right. Back when we used to be able to ROI.
And for me, I'm going into spring, and like I'm in a week or so, I'm going to be planting my first stuff outside. I got lettuces going. Oh my God. I got so much stuff growing right now. It's unbelievable.
Getting more taters.
I'm pushing about, and believe it or not, my electric bill just from me growing plants indoors is probably just under $200 a month.
That an increase, or?
Yeah, because of all the LED stuff that I've got going to keep, because like I can't.
The second you said indoors, and I'm like, what? That's gonna cost?
Oh yeah, because like it's too cold outside for me putting my lettuces outside. Because like just a few weeks ago, not even a few weeks ago, like a week ago, we had snow.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't have enough of a season for where I'm at. Being in, right at the Wisconsin border almost.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's like we stay cold. We stay cold vigilantly. We get a few months of hot. Hot is like 2 weeks. We get a month of decent, and then like 2 months of just like in between decent and cold. So our growing season sucks out here. So I have to start my stuff early in the year indoors, get them started. This way, when I bring them outside, they're off to the races.
Yeah.
That really works good too if you're ever having problems like germinating or getting stuff to like grow. Do it indoors.
There's certain things that you can't though, like corn you can't do indoors.
No. I mean, of course
peas you can't.
Why can't you do corn indoors? I mean, I know it gets tall, but you could still get it at least that tall.
If you touch the root on it in any way, if you disturb the root in any way, shape, or form, it dies.
It's very
It's a sensitive little one. I mean, like, there's certain things you can plant indoors, and there's certain things you just absolutely cannot. Peas. I mean, like, you can sit there and start zucchini indoors. You might regret it if you let it. If you don't plant it right, and your timing is off just by a little bit. Those are prolific fucking growers. But same thing with like sunflower. You can't do sunflower indoor because like the delicate taproot on those. Fun fact: asparagus. Did you know how deep into the ground asparagus roots go?
I was never in charge of the row of asparagus on the farm. I liked the carrots and the pumpkins and
feet.
Wow.
No other plant on the planet that's edible like that goes down that deep.
None of the asparagus that we were growing, unless we like just ripped it up and
No,
like
no, the roots are still down there. That's why they still stay. Every year they come back.
I know.
Unless you're not letting them establish. But you let them establish. Takes 3 years to establish. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, no, we would rotate where in the garden, we would place things. That way, the garden soil wouldn't be dried out by that one particular plant. So every season, every planting season, we would rotate where things would be.
Man,
so nothing had
I
a
would
chance
like
to
to see
establish.
that being done in nature. We're in nature. There's somebody in nature goes, hey, potatoes. You were there last year. You need to go over there this time, okay? And when you go over there, tell the jalapeno to go over there.
I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying that's the way our grandpa taught us.
I know.
That's the way that they were doing things back in like the 1920s.
I mean, like the only thing I like about like modernized farming, I guess, would be like row cropping. But you do not need to actually rotate your crops. That is a misconception. If you see that, you like, I've seen corn farmers plant this corn in the same spot year after year. So it's like, and granted, they're like spraying their fields with Monsanto all day long, but and they're sterilizing the fields. But you can actually sit there, and if you've got good soil, and I know this is that if you got good soil, and you've been working your land the right way, you can actually get your plants to have such a high sugar content that there will be no insect or disease that'll go after it. We also have a small problem that's fighting against us, where we're getting our vegetable seeds from producers that are also having bug issues too. Why are they having bug issues? They have low sugar level in those plants, and those plants are reproducing themselves to be able to handle a low sugar content internally, which is going to lead to you having more and more issues. So now you got a new conundrum where, oh yeah, I got an heirloom seed, but it's made to fucking grow at low sugar levels, which gives you all these fucking stupid problems, and where you got to worry about aphid damage, you got to worry about caterpillars, because everything wants to eat it, because you cannot get the sugar content up high enough because it's 50 generations of zero sugar being created, or very low sugar. So it's like, yeah, if you can sit there and get your like, a carrot should almost taste like you've just bit into sugar.
Yeah. The center of that root definitely does taste much sweeter than the outside.
Right, but if you grow it and the nutrients is in the soil is off, you didn't water it enough, it becomes tough and kind of just carroty tasting, really dry, and you see that everything is fucking eating it. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, I use grow lights with your...
Mikhail's playing land yet?
I don't know.
He said he'd be home by like 11.
Not
I guess
not sure.
that's 11 your guys' time. Never mind.
But yeah, it's like Ralph Cooper's like, he uses grow lights for his growing season is 5 months at best. Yeah. Yeah. You almost got to, if you got like that short, because like, what, a carrot's 100 days till harvest.
That's not too shabby.
I don't have enough of a summer for that. That puts me in the fall.
You're starting indoors.
Oh yeah. Like, it puts me right in the fall while when I'm harvesting my carrots. Like, I have to fucking, like, think next week or the following week. I'm planting my carrot seeds and hoping that I can get them finished before fucking it goes deep in the fall.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we probably need an announcement. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
did you
Is
know?
it time for an
I
announcement?
think so.
Did you know that?
Fucking awesome.
Who's that? That's Chris's doubles in here, I think.
My twin brother.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Oh,
Throw some FAs in that chat.
F to the A. Indeed. Indeed.
To all you sexy motherfuckers. DCA Adventures rated F for fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And we are over that 1 hour
Are we?
marker.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a good conversation. It's been fun.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
I hope everybody got something from this and all that, you know.
Yeah.
I know it was like a lot of garden talk right at the end, but like I want to make sure everybody's healthy and fit.
Life's a garden, dig it.
Right. It's been what's been on my mind for the last few weeks, you know, because it's like it's go time. I've got onions planted. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a huge garden, guys. It's gonna be delicious.
That's gonna be glorious.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have some June berries too.
Mm.
I'll have June berry strawberries. I'm gonna have two different varieties of blueberries. And then I've got American elderberry. Fun fact, American elderberry has a lot of antioxidants and it fights bird flu.
The anything that ends in berry is really good for you, actually. What?
Right. It's got anthocyanins in there. Hello. So, with that being said, everybody, certainly hope everybody had a great time tonight having these conversations with us. Smash them Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and all that good stuff.
Stay
I
classy.
believe that Mikkel will be back. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to stream first thing in the morning. I'm sure it depends on how dead ass tired he is.
He's just getting back now, so.
Right. It depends on how dead ass tired he is. Whenever he gets back home from everything, you know, he might need a day to recover. Otherwise, we're gonna have Serpent. We're gonna have Rabid Mind. We'll have RPM. So we're gonna have that normal Saturday lineup.
Evolutions per minute.
And then of course you'll have me and Mikkel in the evening. Oh yeah. Because he'll be back and we'll be able to talk about all them mining things. State of mining. It might even be a little spicy.
Go.
You can already hear how I started off this live stream. I was all extra spicy on the crypto market.
Yeah.
I might get a little more spicy whenever we start talking mining because this portrays more into the mining side of things. Yeah, I have some spicy thoughts. They're not popular thoughts. It might make you feel things.
I'm gonna get
or get people censored.
Eractions for everyone.
And we'll talk about a lot of different things. Oh.
And stuff. Yeah, stuff and thanks.
So with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage, and of course, we'll see you on the next one. Yo.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys. Stay fucking awesome.
Yo.
What did he say?
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yo.